Thank you so much for staying tuned to this channel. Welcome to another edition of the program International Forum. I am Wilson Marshall. Today is all about North Korea nuclear drive. Yes, overview of the nuclear deal. When this young man had his birthday, he made a very simple wish. I'll let you know in course of our discussion. Before that, let's take a look at some stories making rounds. Let's get straight down to Libya. Yes, where they're proposing one and united Libya, where Abdul Hamid is really talking positively for Libya to go forward. And right now, the U.S., they are interested in what is happening in Libya because of the regrets of President Barack Obama. He said the only thing he regretted, or one of the things he regretted in Africa, was this role he played in the, how will I put it now, elimination, so to speak, of, late Colonel Muammar Gaddafi. But right now, it's like Libya is beginning to take a step forward to form that one and united entity called Libya. And the U.S. isn't backing down. Egypt isn't backing down. Saudi Arabia, they're not backing down. They are trying everything possible to make sure that there's stability in that country, Libya. Don't forget also, that is a route whereby many persons from Africa pass through the Lampedusa island, or will I say desert, so to speak, the island, the desert, to get straight down to Europe, causing a massive influx of migrants from that region. They believe that when they're able to settle that Libya problem, that will also be checked. Let's see how far this one, a united Libya, will fare. Let's get you down to Germany on what is really going on right now in Germany, where the Germans choose to bring in a restriction talking about the fight against COVID-19. They call it new lockdown because they really want to curb the spread of this dreaded virus, despite the fact that vaccines have been administered, but they want to be very, very careful. You know, Easter period is a period where people come together in large number to like celebrate, to have this closure, to have this discussion, to have, how will I put it now, so many other family members coming together as one to celebrate the resurrection and Christendom of Jesus Christ. Due to the advent of COVID-19, the outbreak of COVID-19, they've been one to place, watch what they do. Watch the kind of gathering they go to, maintain social distance, and of course, don't forget to put on the face mask. Because one saying that it's like there's a sword, so to speak, in some part of Germany. People like asking, what about the administration of the vaccine? Is it not working? That's a question in the heart and mind. Some are even vocal about it. You get yourself inoculated, but so you have to put on your face mask, maintain social distance. So what is the essence? What is the difference? We're still waiting to find out. But right now, a restriction has been placed in Germany to curb the spread of COVID-19. Sad news in Colorado. Yeah, where there was a shooting in Colorado. Yeah, USA. It's so sad that oftentimes these always happen in the U.S. within a space of how many months when Donald Trump was the president, that led to a row, a spark of riot in the U.S. Various cities in the U.S. saying a big yes to gun control. Sporadic shooting just opened up fire in a mall, and there were casualties also recorded. I just keep on wondering, how is arms registration done in the U.S.? What about the psyche of these persons that are out there carrying guns to start shooting at the fellow Americans? What is the psychiatric evaluation of individuals before they are given license to own arms in America? What is the Rifle Association doing about this? Yeah, it was truly a dark day. Colorado took the effort of SWAT, effort of Marines to really come around to say, look, enough is enough. They were able to put it under control. But this is not the first time it's happening. And people like saying it will not be the last time it will happen in America. Yeah, people be like, say, God bless America. Let's see if they can really bring all these shootings, all these killings under control. We'll go on a break. When we return, we'll talk about North Korea nuclear drive, and of course the gift that a young supreme leader talked about. More missiles, more weapons. We'll be right back.
Advice to the public on the coronavirus. The World Health Organization, WHO, recommends you take the following measures. Know that most people who become infected experience mild illness and recover, but it can be more severe for others. Take care of your health and protect others by doing the following.
Regularly and thoroughly clean your hands with an alcohol-based hand sanitizer or wash them with soap and water. Washing your hands with soap and water or using alcohol-based hand sanitizer kills viruses that may be on your hands.
Maintain at least 1 meter, which is 3 feet distance between yourself and anyone who is coughing or sneezing.
Hands touch many surfaces and can pick up viruses. Once contaminated, hands can transfer the virus to your eyes, nose, or mouth. From there, the virus can enter your body and can make you sick.
Make sure you and the people around you follow good respiratory hygiene. This means covering your mouth and nose with your bent elbow or tissue when you cough or sneeze. Then dispose of the tissue immediately.
Stay home if you feel unwell. If you have a fever, cough, and difficulty breathing, seek medical attention and call in advance. Calling in advance will allow your healthcare provider to quickly direct you to the right health facility. If you develop fever, cough, and difficulty breathing, seek medical advice promptly, as this may be due to a respiratory infection or other serious condition.
Be informed.
Be prepared.
Be smart.
Be safe.
Be ready to fight COVID-19.
This message is brought to you courtesy Independent Television and Radio.
Thank you so much for staying tuned. It's all about North Korea nuclear drive. Yeah, and of course an overview of the nuclear agreement. Don't forget that President Trump was the first American president, though his ex now, to have this round talk with the supreme leader of North Korea, talking about nuclear energy, nuclear weapon, nuclear missile, trying to put the young man in check, saying, look, there are some lines will not allow you to cross. But a cause of the U.S. election, one or two things happened. Trump was voted out, and Joe Biden, after his inauguration, made several calls to the North Korean leader, but there was no response, and that is quite disturbing. During his birthday, he made a very simple wish, but that wish really sent shiver down the spine of our countries in the Korea Peninsula. He said he wished for more missiles, even to enrich their nuclear capability, talking about war armament, talking about weapons that can really put them in the map. That were his simple wish. Simple, but quite complex and deadly. What do you think this will mean for people or countries living around that Korea Peninsula, as well as South Korea, and of course US and their allies? With me here in the studio to talk about this, I have political analysts, human affairs analysts, human rights activists here. Join me to welcome Bashir Kadri. Welcome to International Forum.
Well, let me thank you, Wilson, for inviting me to this session.
It's been like eon, so to speak, if I want to go by that. Yes.
Yes.
It's good to have you join me in the studio.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure being here.
So here we are. A deal was started by Donald Trump. All of a sudden, Donald Trump was out of the same, and a new president was inaugurated. He tried reaching out to the supreme leader of North Korea to continue with the peace pact, so to speak, but there was no response. And during his birthday, Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un made a very, very simple wish, according to so many persons. Come on, I need more missiles. Make it happen. Is this a message to the world, or a message specifically to the U.S., or will I say a message to South Korea about the nuclear deal?
Now, I'll tell you, Wilson, the South Korea, the North Korea Supreme Leader, it's not an accident in history. Now, you'll be asking, why is it not an accident in history? Now, North Korea is in a peninsula. And peninsula, usually, at the point they are exposed to all kinds of risk of attack. So the psychology of any leader from that country must necessarily be that of defensive, preemptive. I'm not giving credence to what he's doing. I will tell you why. Just to give you that this is psychological background, the world should not be surprised having that kind of person thinking. Besides, when he came on board, his own age is not the kind of age that was matured enough to drive a country like North Korea.
North Korea.
Very young man, with all the hustling, bubbling, and anger. Sometimes leadership is not all about your academics, nor is about your parentage. It's about your, what they call it, your wealth. It's about maturity and stability. If you want to have a leader, think of the one that is stable psychologically, emotionally stable, and have a lot of wisdom to drive the process. If you read the works of one prominent scholar, Niccolo di Bernardo Machiavelli, many people quote him as saying that he says the end justify the means. But nobody, that's what taken out of context. Okay? Now that same scholar did mention to us that if you want to have a leader, must be a man with 3 qualities: love of a dove, aggression of a lion, as a courage, diplomacy of a fox. A man who is not emotionally governed, who is mentally stable, will not make comments of that nature to tell the world that I want more weapon, even if it meant to. It shows the level of maturity of the man driving the process of North Korea. Like I said, they are exposed to the danger of the world. Yes, it's true. Now, to say that the challenge of that country, or what they are doing now, is challenge to just one country, is not true. It's the entire world. Nuclear weapon challenge to everybody and everybody everywhere. It is not just the American people. It's not just the South Korea. It's about the entire world. So I expect, even when the First World War ended, there was a story. Haile Selassie told the world that today is my country, tomorrow could be yours. That is why we must come together to stop these ravaging tendencies. And when he made that statement, people thought it was a joke. But Second World War came shortly after then. And it became our concern. So it doesn't bother me, does not make sense for a genuine leader. The entire world must come together and begin to think of what do we do to check these excesses of this man driving the process. The other time we woke up one morning and the next thing was missiles. Test-running missiles all over the place. And the world was shaking. And it was as if it was America alone versus them. It's not. And I'm saying that the entire world, the UN must stand up. Not America alone. The UN must stand up to say, come my friend, what is the problem? Why are you threatening the entire world at every turn?
All right.
Right now, they have 30 nuclear heads that they are running. They can produce 6 to 7 every year. Is this thing food that you want to eat? Does it not give you that something is wrong with somebody's psychology, the psyche of somebody? If somebody sees that the only thing to do is how to kill, because nuclear weapons are not made for tea party. They are for war. And I'm not sure that North Korea do not have enough challenge within themselves to be able to solve it down, always thinking of how do we fight war. So I'm thinking that the world must call this man to order so that this world can have some peace. We have enough crisis in the world.
All right.
The COVID-19 is here. Everybody is running around the whole place. Just one. And then he is waking up to say that kind of comment in his own birthday party. What kind of people are these?
All right, now if you take a look at what he did, he was able to have this meeting with Donald Trump and there was a consensus and agreement reached. But now that Donald Trump has been shown the exit, he's no longer the president, do you see him honoring that deal?
With due regard to Donald Trump as American president, Trump was like him.
Like him in what ways?
Yes. One, they do not have emotional control. At a spark, they are there. The difference is Trump seemed to be more mature, so to say. But looking at the character of these two persons, they are the same. They were very close in character. They were in character. The people of North Korea are not complaining about him. We are the ones shouting about him. Isn't that true? So the issue is that Donald Trump and himself have a semblance. So they know what to talk to each other. It's like somebody now, for instance, I grew up in a community where you grew up. Yeah. We know our language. Isn't that true? Yeah. But if somebody else comes from another community and comes to talk to me, I may not even listen. So what we are just finding now is that Trump and the North Korea man, they have something semblance. You know, they threatened each other before they now came back to say, let us talk. It's not just let us talk, that, not that we agree. There was a discussion.
Discussion, yeah.
That was so hot. The entire world was threatened, you recall.
Yeah.
It was not just, yes, I agree. No, it was a discussion. Trump made his remarks. The man had the story. He heard the message. So to him, it's okay. It was as if, okay, let's see who will jump first. So for me, Trump and the North Korea man, they have a slight, just mostly slight. Biden is the more gentle man.
All right, now because we are coming to the man Biden, but talking about the agreement reached with Donald Trump, do you see Kim Jong-un honoring that agreement, knowing fully that Joe Biden made a call to him severally, unanswered call, because just like, ignore the call?
Like I told you,
yes,
you couldn't have expecting that the North Korean leader will talk to Biden so soon, because they don't have the same character. They're not in the same frame of mind. The young man's thought is different. For instance, if you call me on the phone, I should pick your call, no matter how bad it is. It depends on what my mindset is about you. Because if it was about America, it's different entirely. It's about you. Who knows what the discussions have between himself and Trump? Did we know the discussions other than the one that was published in papers? We didn't know. So for me, I will encourage Joe Biden as elder statesman who needs some level of calm, because it's not how much fight you fight, it's how much result you get for people that makes you a leader. So the truth is that Joe Biden should continue and try and see how he can open up the discussion. Let us really know what is in his mind. Let us know what exactly he wants to do. Because for me, if there's a relationship between America and North Korea that was firm up, so to say firm up, there won't have been need for one to stop for him to say, I won't pick your call. There won't be need. So something must be amiss. So what is that gap? Is it the person of Trump that he did that thing with, or America? If it's America, why is it that he will not pick American president's call?
And that's a question I really want to
that's what I'm saying. So the issue,
Trump or America as a country?
That's the point. So the point is that we are yet to know whether it was Trump or America, because Trump is a human being. American presidency is an office. So we'll get to know who he signed that thing with. Was it Trump or American? We need to know. So, and that's what Biden should be able to investigate. Because for the man to shut him off, not to even pick his call, something was amiss. Secondly, of course, we don't know now what exactly is transpiring within the very recent times. We don't know. So for me, I will encourage Biden, because as a leader who is very especially across the globe, he should be able to say, okay, let's see how we can open this man up to talk to us.
Yeah, but does this show weakness? Because when Donald Trump was there, he was like all forceful. Some pundits have the opinion that North Korean Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un only respond to might.
No, like I told you.
And like what you said, Japan is the cool,
now, I will tell you this.
natured president.
There's one danger in life. Never take a man who is gentle for granted, because he could hit you by surprise. That's the truth. That's the truth. If you take him for granted and say, oh, is it, then God help you. It will just be a swap. So I hope that is not what he wants. Like I told you just now, I said Trump and the, whatever you call him, the Korean, North Korean man,
Kim Jong-un,
they have a common character. So what do you expect? But I expect that he should understand that he was dealing with America and not Trump. So let me hope that they're going to push Biden to go to the other side, where he will really show that I have the capacity to also ask you questions. That's the truth of the matter. So for me, yes, Biden should do that for America, but the world should not sit back and watch them. It's not a theater where you are watching film. It's real. All of us are at risk. The entire world is at risk. If that young man is not checked, is not called to order by the world, whatever happens, nobody should blame the other one, because we all know that this is what is anticipated.
Okay, we're talking about this birthday celebration, of course, him ignoring the call of Joe Biden immediately after he was inaugurated.
Yes.
Some of the people that he uses this opportunity to garner more nuclear head, to really go into deep research, to put his own engineers to manufacture more before they can open talks for any negotiations, or to really put, how will I put it now, force into the agreement reached between North Korea and, of course, America when we talk about nuclear armament. What do you feel about this school of thought?
Now, that school of thought may be right. It's all we're all doing guesswork.
Yeah.
We're all gesticulating. We're not particularly sure of what it has in mind. Oh, yes, I want to increase my capacity so that I can have the capacity, I can have a stronger strength to bargain. These are possibilities. That I want to bargain, okay, I want to make me strong first before I come out to talk to you. These are possibilities. But that is just one possibility. There are several other possibilities. It's possible that, who are you? I don't give a hoot what you are talking about. I don't want to be your friend. These are possibilities too. Just do your own, I do my own. I don't have business with you. Possibility to do that, look, by the time I'm through, America will know that I'm serious. It's a different thing entirely. Because for me, that's what I said just now, the world must rise and ask this young man a question. Because if a young man can come to a station, to his birthday, and tell the world that what his dream is how to acquire weapons. Yes, somebody will say, why is a leader? A leader is supposed to be the one to do all the defensive and to protect his people from whatever. I agree. But that should not be a birthday statement by a leader who is worthy sought. That's my point. That's my point. If his agenda is just to amass weaponry, then what is he going to do with them? So the world must ask questions.
But the thing is that according to North Korea psychologists, weapon is might. Don't think it's looked at it from that angle. No, that the more we have, the more respect we'll gain globally.
Now, I don't quarrel with that. Everybody wants to get respect in a world of competition. That's the truth. This is a world of competition. Everybody's competing for the space. Want to be superior. I agree with you. But what I'm saying, that should not have been a statement he makes on his birthday. That's the point I'm making. This is a very serious matter. Except as far as it's concerned, maybe it doesn't make sense to him, it doesn't mean anything to him. But otherwise, what we say on being birthday is not those kind of statement we make on birthday. Who have threatened North Korea? Who threatened them? That now you have to say that I want to build up my weaponry. Who threatened them? Is it difficult to do your weaponry, develop them without announcing to the world that you're developing your weaponry? Because if there's a threat, you can tell them, look, don't come closer, like he did the first time. You remember he did that in the first time? Yeah. And he did some test running. And the world was asking questions.
And Donald Trump threatened to sink North Korea.
Yes.
And then he now banned. But in this case, that Joe Biden isn't doing much.
No, see, my dear, you know what? I don't have the same tactics that you have.
Yeah.
I cannot be vociferous in things like this when I have my plans. You know what I'm saying now? Sometimes those who make the noise are not those who have the capacity. That's the truth of the matter. Many a time we believe that when you did the bravado, and that's what makes you a child. No. What was he going to achieve by telling the world that I need to do more weapons? There was something in his mind. That's why I said just now that you need to psychologically be stable to be able to be a leader of a country. And you need to be emotionally stable to be a leader of a country. If you don't have this emotional stability and psychological stability, you cannot be a leader of a country. If you are, the country is in danger. You expose the country to all kinds of attacks. Yes, you have weaponry, you're strong. Now you're telling the world that I'm stronger. If you come here, it's like a street boy talking to somebody. The people, if you have a weapon, will come and tell me you have a weapon. No, you don't tell me, because you know what it means. It's only when there is reason you not tell me that I am here, I'm tougher. So for me, for him to come up to tell the world that he wants more weapon and all of that, maybe that's what his mind tells him to tell the world. But the truth about the matter is that whether I have a weapon or not, it's not for me to go and announce it. It's for me to show it when the need arises.
For when the need arises,
yes,
that's where you want to show the weapon. That
yes,
be, according to you now, psychologically inclined
yes,
leader. But right now here we have a leader that is trying to put North Korea, according to Pundit, in the map so that people get to respect North Korea. Now, talking about weapon development, those so much sanctions in place on North Korea, somewhere along the line, that's they able to make billions, according to a report, through arms sale. Do you see them reneging on this?
Are you aware that arms sale is the biggest business in the world? Many of that businesses are done subterraneously. They are subterranean. There are a lot of illegal channels. So they make a lot of money. Sometimes some countries create trouble for other countries so they can sell arms. This, of course, is known to international discourse. People create problem for other countries so they can come and sell arms to them. So for me, yes, armory is one of the biggest business. There are some people in this country who used to sell arms. That's their major business, but you don't even know, except otherwise you are privileged to be exposed to what they do. So as far as I'm concerned, North Korea, yes, selling of arms could be their major trade. So they could be doing all of this talk to instigate people to come and buy arms from them. But what I'm trying to say is this, is that the world must not fold its arms and start watching, because we're all endangered. We have said that small weapons, small armory were the challenge. But if somebody is talking about this big time play, then the challenge is bigger. It's bigger. So for me, I think what we should be looking at was not even the weaponry discussion. It would have been issue of technological development in terms of our agriculture, in terms of our tech drive and all of that. We have enough space to develop. We have enough space. So can't we deploy this intelligence to things that will give value to human life? That to deploy intelligence to things that will destroy human life in just one spark.
Now, if you have a drive for tech, drive for agriculture, but this man opted for weapons.
No, he has. I'm not quarreling with his choice. What I'm only saying is that this management tactics is wrong. That's what I'm saying. He does not have the emotional stability to manage what he's doing. Everybody we know everybody have where he has his own capacity. It could be well more than with capacity, fine. What I'm only saying is that it's not supposed to be a thing that become a discourse that will now want to run the entire world aground. The entire world must rise to ask questions.
All right, now you just hold on. I want to go for a break. When we return, we will continue with this discussion all about the nuclear drive of North Korea. I made a simple wish. I need more weapons. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
It is morning, a new beginning.
As you prepare everyone for the day ahead, just anything is not enough.
Only you make breakfast special, creamy, tasty,
with vitamins and nutrients we need for a delightful, healthy start.
So start your day right with Hollandia Evap.
Right nutrients for a healthy breakfast.
One of the mistakes which some political analysts make is to think that their enemies should be our enemies. Anybody who changes his principles depending on whom he is dealing, that is not a man who can lead a nation.
Thank you so much for staying tuned. If you just joined us, this is International Forum, and we're taking a look at North Korea nuclear drive, an overview of the nuclear deal. As we are talking, according to reports, Kim Jong-un, the supreme leader of North Korea, is developing, is working, about like afraid that the approach of Joe Biden and of course the approach of Donald Trump, there are two approaches of power. And they are saying that for a man like Kim Jong-un, the approach of Donald Trump is what he will respond to. But right now, they are not seeing it. What does this foretell, sir?
Now, can I tell you this? Just now I mentioned to you that Trump have his own style.
Yeah.
Biden have his own style. Trump is loud. The supreme leader is also loud. So they hear their language. But I'm sure what supreme leader does not understand is that somebody is gentle does not make him a coward. That he says, let us give space to democratic talks, thinking, make him a coward. It will get to a point, very likely, that Biden was going to tell him what he believes in. You know, it's like somebody making all the noise in the compound, in the community. Every day he comes out, hey, I will kill somebody. Who is this person? This one. He was talking. You say, he don't come home. One young man is just there keeping quiet every day, quiet. You'll be surprised that one day, that young man will tell him, the day he touches that young man, he will be on the ground. The day he touches that young man who has been quiet in one corner, not talking, it's not been part of his, you go ahead and do what you are doing. Don't talk to me. The day he goes and talks to him and says you want to touch him because to him, he has all the power in the world, that day he will be on the ground. So it is safer to be careful with people who don't make the noise. The man who makes the noise, you can preempt him. Like he's saying, I have nuclear weapon. That's all. That's not what he said. Nuclear weapon. I want to produce more. I want to do this one. I want to be this. I want to be that. Beautiful. But the American president, Biden, he's a president of America. It's not Biden again. It's the American president. America have a structure. And he knows. So the point I'm making is this, which I think we need to emphasize here, is that Biden is not talking the way Trump talk. Does not make Biden less an American president. But even if you ask me, it's even more dangerous than the man who makes the noise. Because it is not in my shouting that makes me think well. It's how I watch what is going on and make my position. So I'm watching closely that very soon we will hear the Biden's own side of the story.
Now, with all this playing out, do you think that will preempt, or let's say prompt Iran to carry on their nuclear arrangement? Because they're threatening to do that already.
Yes.
Even when Biden was inaugurated, they said, look, this is what we want to do. After all, sanctions have been played on us, have been laid on us, so to speak. Taking an example of what is happening right now in North Korea, do you think that may make the Middle East to be in turmoil because of the nuclear drive of Iran?
You see, both countries have a common background of fear of insecurity, which drove them into the psychological thing of looking for weaponry.
Yeah.
North Korea had the challenges of security, so they had to go into that, and that makes them begin to develop their weapons. The same thing with the Iraqi. Okay? They had a similar experience.
Yeah, the Iranians.
Iranians.
Yes.
Okay, they have similar experience. If you watch carefully, they have similar experience. So I'm not surprised that they're all looking at how to develop weapons for purpose of calling it security development. So they are now industry. They are now the industry in armory across the globe. Yes, I'm not surprised. I won't be surprised if they also go and invest in that arrangement, even though with the sanctions that are going on around them. But the point I'm making is this, is that nobody says don't put your arms together. But please, the world is not a place we must destroy. Because when somebody who's not mature carries a gun, the way he will act, it's not the way he's mature will act. If somebody carries a gun now and it's not matured, you know what happens? He goes gaga. And who knows who will be the next victim? I watch you when you're talking about America. Yeah. In the, is it, what do you call it now? Is it Colorado? Yeah. We are just open fire and start shooting. So it tells you what that means. And those who were killed now, were they the reason why he carried that gun? Were they the reason for his own frustration? Were they the reason why he's acting the way he's acting? If America is not helping him well, why does he have to vent it on the people who are completely innocent? So that is the kind of thing I'm talking about. My own take is this. Do your own. But please, allow me to do my own too. Because the reason is this. If we all expose arms, nobody knows who will go first. It's a pendulum swinging now. Don't know who will go first. Even they are not safe themselves. That's the matter. No matter how you tell me, if you carry a gun, you are also safe. Because once you shoot one, you are spark of crisis. Anybody that's thinking, what do I do to defend myself? Your country can go underground. Has Iran have peace? Has North Korea had peace? They believe in fear, perpetual fear too. That's the truth of the matter. No matter how much the arms they gather now, they are not also at peace. So for me, I think let them develop what they want to develop, but they should let the world have peace. Because the way things are going now, by the time we get to that precipice, it will be terrible. And no world in this, no country in this world will survive alone. We need each other. We need each other. You need an African country, and African people need you. You need an American need you. No matter how America talking about Chinese people today, go to American market, it's more of Chinese food. So where do you run from there? So this idea of I live in an island, I don't need you, it's not true. Everybody need each other. And that is the point I'm making. That North Korea should be conscious of how they drive what they are driving. Iran should be conscious how they drive what they are driving. Because at the end of the day, they can't live alone in the world.
All right. Now, in course of our discussion, you talked about UN coming into the play. Don't forget we have 5 permanent members of the UN. And in this regard, it's like they are divided. They're not speaking with one voice. China, Russia on one hand, US, and of course France, Italy, Germany on the other hand. It's like some are giving back into North Korea. Now, if this is the case, how do you think you'll function when you talk about putting North Korea in its place, when we're talking about nuclear armament?
See, when the crisis comes up, you know what will happen? We are forced to close rank. It's not my, it doesn't concern me. It's not my no, it's his business. No. When there's trouble in the home, in the family, take the world as a family now. There's a country, and there's a trouble. What happens? Everybody will be saying, no, it's his brother's problem, not my problem. It's their country's problem, not my problem. But when the war ensued, and we are now in serious crisis, it's no longer the story of his brother. It's now all of us. When COVID-19 came, Americans said it was a Chinese virus. Is it not true? But what now happens? America had one of the highest death toll arising from COVID-19. Because at that time it was mockery, the Chinese virus. And it's our business, they don't solve it. But what now happens? And we're not all engulfed, we're all now in the trouble. America has over 500,000 mortality arising from COVID-19. Is it not true? So now whose virus is it now? When you were making mockery, whose virus is it now? The death, that's the highest death rate in the world. So this same thing should inform our judgment. We're just seeing it as just Korea, North Korea, and America now. It's not. Even the Russia, what about the other group? Because in the past, many years ago, we used to have the East and the Western Bloc. Okay, that divide is still there, even though we are not talking about it now. Okay, so yes, but the time will come, we will now realize that we must come together to stop this madness. So what happens?
Now, how can this madness be stopped? Because there's a report that when the debris of the missile tested by North Korea was salvaged, some parts were made in China. I mean, how can you really talk about the UN that have 5 permanent security members and one of them is like backing up North Korea?
Can I inform you?
Yeah.
You see, when two criminals go to do robbery, when they are going, they are very close friends. They are very close friends. They watch each other's back.
Yeah.
As the other one is going to rob, you watch this back, and everybody is going. Then you hear a whistle, everybody take off, and everybody is running. That's the kind of scenario. But do you know what? When there is now somebody is now in danger, he will confess his partner in that crime. What has happened? What has happened? So in this discussion, I'm telling you, you see, let us not be deceived. China may have been doing it because they are communist. North Korea, communist. Is it not true?
Yeah.
They are not communist. Yes. But when the activity of North Korea becomes a threat to the entire world, there will be a rethinking. That's why I said, let us not get there first. We should preempt. We should be pragmatic. We should come up and say, okay, let us preempt possibilities. Because when the chips are down, North Korea will not respect China again. They won't respect China. So my own argument, which I think we need to see here, is that the world must think now before it overruns us. That's why I'm asking UN to wake up. I don't care which bloc you belong to, but look at it first of all that there's coming to the middle, where humanity. If the thing explodes, Nobody will say you are not a human being, so it will not kill you. Ain't nobody. Your people are in all the countries. Chinese people are in Nigeria. They're in America. They're everywhere. Is it not true? So the point is that when people are talking about war, they don't understand the magnitude until the war. When the war starts, they begin to wonder, how if I knew, I wouldn't have allowed this to happen at all. That's what I'm saying here. The time has come for the world to sit back under the UN aegis and say, look, gentlemen, take it easy. Take it easy. Let's come and sit down and talk. Because in war, no man is strong.
Right. In war,
no man is strong. Okay. Even the stronger can be the first to go. That's the truth. In war, no man is strong. Even the strong can be the first to go. You watch carefully, even with a small brawl in the home, small quarrel in the home. The big man is thinking that his big brother, he can do this. The small boy takes something on his head and he's on the ground. What happened? What happened? That's what happened in war. So you can't predict war. That's why you say don't even allow war to come. It's safer to discuss on table than to allow go to the battlefield. Because, by the way, you still come back to the table to come and talk. The world has fought for about 14,000 wars, all of them in the round table. The one in the east is still being discussed. It's still being discussed. The one in the Arab nation is still being discussed today. It's round table they go to. So why not go to round table than to go to war, kill, die, and then before you come back? Which one is better? So whatever it is, you want to sell arms, fine, let that be your trade. But please, watch it so that the world is not engulfed. So that you too will not be engulfed.
Are you not saying that they should allow them to sell arms? They should give them that leverage of selling
the
arms
point
making
is this.
money.
See, let me tell you one thing. You see, if you say don't sell arms, you are not there. Just say don't sell arms illegally.
And don't forget that we're talking about the food chain right now. When we talk about our gun or arms sales, it's a nuclear weapon that is the main thing.
Can I inform you?
Yeah.
Let me inform you this. If I say don't when I know you will, then I'm not smart. If I say don't and I know you will do it, I'm not smart. I should be able to say, okay, yes, but these are the conditions. What are the conditions? Like I told you just now, I said, a lot of illegal arms are being sold everywhere in the world. And these countries are the basis for these illegal arms. Some of them even create trouble for countries so they can sell their arms, both legal and illegally. So if you say, okay, yes, I know you will sell arms, then we can now do a profiling and monitor what happens. Other than we allow you to go subterranean, that we'll not even see at all. Which one is safer for us? It's safer for us. If we know how many arms come into our country, for instance, that will give us an idea of what to do and how to check. But here you don't even know because you say you have put ban. Your ban is here. The real thing goes underground and it's just go flowing. Actually, just now, those countries still sell arms. There are a lot of arm dealers, whether legal or illegal. So why not know where, who, and what? Where is the market? Who are those behind what they are doing? By saying, okay, we know you want to do arms, that's what you want to be selling. But we also want to flow along with you. Let us know. Is America not selling arms? America to sell arms too. Don't they? They do.
And this was one of the points that I'm talking about. America saying now, since you have nuclear weapons, some countries also have nuclear weapons. What is wrong if North Korea is able to display their own nuclear weapon? What is wrong in it?
That is why I said
because you are telling them not to develop, not to produce, but you have it.
No. You see, that's what I said just now. I said you don't say people should not do arms because you're not going to be fair. Everybody wants to secure his own territory, something to keep him safe. If you say drop your arms and the other man is having arms, are you fair? You're not fair.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
So are you saying that they should develop their own nuclear weapons?
Yes, but what I'm saying is that just now I said the man talking on his birthday, telling the world that he would like to develop more arms, was not intelligent enough. It's not matured enough. It's emotionally or psychologically unstable to even make it a discussion on TV.
What I'm saying is working for them because right now they are beginning to gain more respect, even in the Korea Peninsula. They are scared of North Korea.
Listen, let me tell you, my dear. You see, the point I'm making is this. I can still be scared of you without you making the noise on the way you do it. You take it as if it's normal food. Yeah. No. Your courage attracts your respect. See, there's a difference between respect and fear. Two different things. There's between respect and fear. If a man is scared of you too hard, you're not safe too. Because the day he will bust what makes him fear you, you are gone. But if it's respect, it's longer and more sustainable. So when you say there's respect, no, it is fear, not respect. The people are scared of North Korea, not respect North Korea. That's a different thing entirely. Let's make it clear.
But in the global politics, once the fear you respect comes, because that's what Kim Jong-un is all about.
Are you there?
This is what we have. You have to give us our respect.
See, I did some work in international relations.
Yes.
I must tell you this, the truth about the matter is that first, the countries that people fear, they don't respect. They can't respect, they don't fear. They respect them. Now, I told you just now, if it's respect, it's sustainable. For a long time, people will say, oh yes, that's a country, you know. But if it's fear, the day they break that jinx of fear, that country will be overrun. That's the point I'm making. And he is a young man believing that the only thing you can do is to go fight in the morning, in the afternoon, in the night, always fight, quarrel. How long will you continue? You put your country in danger. Because a lot of people do not start thinking subterraneanly. What do we do? People are thinking about your country negatively. Because people can say they respect them, they have negative feeling about them. So I don't want trouble. Oh, that man is a madman. Everywhere you go to, they will say, yeah, that man, that now Korean man, I'm not sure that man is stable. That's what they say. So is that respect? No. It's fear. Yes, international politics tell you, oh, yes, fear, fear, fear. But I have told you that regularly, you expose your country to all kind of thoughts and research on them. You put your country at the focal point of everybody researching on what do we do with this guy to undercut this guy. That's the truth of the matter. Because don't forget that you don't have monopoly of it alone. Every country has a right to think what it wants to do, the way you think you want to do what it wants to do. So respecting, to believe that my own I'll be respected, is that you must respect me. It's reciprocal. So the day you don't want to give me my respect, I won't quarrel, but just take it easy. It will take me time, but I will arrive there. What they are doing now, it will take the world time, but they will arrive there. And when they arrive there, North Korea will not find it funny. There have been world powers across the globe in history, you know. World powers in history, there are so many. From Babylonia to Syria, and all of them. There have been many. But today, where are they?
All right, so now what do you think should be done to stop the crave of this young people?
No, like I said, I am saying that we need, the UN need to come together and sit back and say, what is going on? Because we are all endangered species. That's the truth of the matter. We are endangered species. Nobody is safe. Nobody is safe. It's just foolhardy to think that it won't get to us and we are far away from them. We are far away. It's not true. When the trouble happened in Hiroshima and Nagasaki many years ago, I mean, today the guys suffer those fates. So as far as I'm concerned, the UN must come together and remove all this barrier of East and Western politics and look at humanity as a focal point to address this once and for all. Okay? Because it is about humanity. It's not about North Korea, nor America. It's about humanity. Because what goes round comes round. Today could be somebody, could be you tomorrow. So if you have penchant for war, please curtail your penchant, control it.
All right. Thank you so much. Well, viewers out there, you should have this at the back of your mind as we talk right now. So speaking right now, North Korea have more than 30 missiles. Yes.
Have 30 missiles.
Yes, 30, and they are still developing.
I mean, they do 6 every year.
They're talking about targeting 6, that is half a dozen
they do 6 every year. Yeah, 6, 7 every year.
Now, you do the maths. As they're working on it, they're talking about also being able to enrich themselves. Yes. When we talk about nuclear weapon, what do you think is the end game? Is it to be amongst the world power? I'll leave that question for you to answer. Thank you so much. I appreciate your comments, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Let's keep watching on how Joe Biden responds to this, because right now all phone calls put across to Kim Jong-un, the supreme leader of North Korea, went unanswered. Is that to say we are doing our own? You please focus in building America, or this is North Korea. We must be heard globally. We'll do it again next week on International Forum. Bye for now.
This is ITV.